Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about running and running adjacent topics. And get ready to have some fun because we've got some specials for you today.
Yeah. And if you are watching this, we did a 180 flip.
Is it 180? I guess it is.
Mirror universe.
We kind of kick flipped the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're push.
Yep.
Glide, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah.
All right. So we're doing that. And it's kind of crazy because, once again, we're all in the studio with everybody's busy travel plans for the summer. Mm-hmm. We just got Megan back yesterday at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I made it back.
What were you doing?
Yeah, where were you?
Well, first, let's just chat about an upcoming event real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Another one.
Yeah.
Not our party tomorrow.
Or yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Time travel.
We just have to talk about the Under Armour Sunset Tour.
Sunset Tour. It sounds like you're taking a cruise, like a wine mixer.
I was just at the new track. I went there. Robbie's supposed to go, but he was dying of tick disease.
Yep.
But thank you everybody for chiming in about Robbie's imminent death if he didn't check it out, because turns out it was a good call.
Yeah.
So he missed the tour. We'll get into the tick stuff in a little bit. We went down, checked out Under Armour. We checked out some of their new shoes, and we can't even talk about it, but Megan got a next fall release shoe, or it might be early.
Perks of being sample size.
January.
Wow.
Yeah, sample size. And I got to tell you, the shoe looks like it could be something. I'm excited for Megan to get a run in them and let me know if I'm right. But if it is, man, that'd be cool to have a local running shoe that is going to be fun to run.
Hits the mark. So yeah, the Under Armour Sunset Tour is coming to the Baltimore Peninsula at The House.
Didn't that used to be called Port Covington?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait, they changed it?
Yeah.
It's called, it's called Baltimore Peninsula.
News to me.
No, sounds fancier.
I don't know what you just said.
Penelosa.
Penicillin Reef.
Sounds dirty. But so it's coming to The House, which is Under Armour's new track facility. You were there, Thomas. Is it pretty sweet?
Yeah, if you like straightaways, the track has a very long straightaway. The corners are a little more aggressive than you're probably used to from seeing another track. But it looked like, when you look at it though, it looks like a big, I'm like, is this only 400? Because it looks long with those big straightaways.
Yeah. So I'm not sure we're selling you on it that way, but
you should be. Get excited. You get to try a different
It'll feel like
track.
a very long mile.
That is true. You get it. A nice long straightaway.
I hate the corners on most tracks.
Yeah.
That's the slow part.
So it's an evening of mile racing. Under Armour's, there's a kind of like a pre-party festival vibe where they're going to have food trucks, like beer tent, whatever, shoe try-ons courtesy of Under Armour, and then Charm City Run. And you get to actually run the mile on the track. If you want, you can sign up for that. Or it's free to attend. You can just come and check it out, watch everyone else run. There's going to be heats ranging from 9 minutes per mile down to 4:30 per mile.
Okay, I got a question. Even if I can run, say, a 4:30 mile, why wouldn't I sign up for the 9 one and just smoke everybody?
That's a good question. You should.
I win.
Yeah, you should do it. And then there's a men's and women's pro heats featuring professionals from all around the country coming to race each other. So it should be nice. And then there's an after party with the DJ and brews. Yep.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. So that's Saturday, July 30th, and we'll link it.
Isn't it the 29th?
I believe it's the 30th.
I feel like I've been saying July 29th.
Yeah,
this whole
and
time.
I think it's the 30th.
No. But regardless, I'll be there.
I could be wrong, but
I'll be there with Brandon, and we'll be collecting.
Oh, it is the 29th.
Who has a calendar?
Yeah, the 29th. So disregard anything that Robbie said except for all the food trucks. And then
let me make sure I haven't been saying that on other things.
Yeah. Anyway, Brandon and I will be there capturing content and posting about it. So it should be a fun night.
Yeah, I think it'll be really nice. Nice summer evening at the track. Can't go wrong there.
Sunset Tour.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
it sounds like you would see like Christopher Cross.
I did put July 29th. Okay.
All right. Okay. He's on the ball.
I don't know. All right. What else? Let's get into it.
Let's get into the wet tour.
Wet hot American summer tour.
Yeah. Megan Featherston and I kicked off the Asics hydration tour this past week. I don't know what day it is, but I think the first one was last Friday in Austin, Texas. It was the first one, and honestly, I didn't know what to expect because it was the first one, and the people of Austin came out. It was incredible.
That picture was, you couldn't actually tell there were people because there were so many.
Yeah. There was,
it was a Manet painting.
Yeah.
There was like over 250 people there, and I didn't realize it either until I was trying to get some GoPro footage, and I went to the front of the start of the run, and I was like standing there, and people just kept coming and coming and coming.
People in the beginning were finishing as the
pretty
people.
Much. That's what it felt like.
And you found out an incredible taco place for us when we go to the running event. We probably shouldn't tell anybody what the name of it is.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Because we don't want it all jammed up.
Okay.
But then you went to a Vegas-style pool party the next day, didn't you?
We sure did. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that adventure.
The Saturday, I think we decided that we were going to pretend like we were 25 years old and could hang like we were 25. We cannot hang like we're 25.
This is still in Austin?
Yes.
Okay.
Our friends invited us to their apartment pool party.
This is an apartment pool party.
Who are the friends?
Jess Mobald.
I saw a photo from it, Robbie. Like you couldn't, if you wanted to like swim in this pool, you couldn't. It was like body to body.
Really?
Like,
they had DJ Internet Famous there.
Is that
bumping some jams?
Okay.
I don't know if
is he internet famous?
I don't know if that's anyone.
Google him and find out.
So yeah, there was some bumping music and a pool party all day.
No way.
Then we went to a Y'all Out Boy concert that evening.
Oh man.
And it was a day.
What were the size of your seltzers? Because they seem like they might be a different size seltzer.
They were. I'm going to have to give Brandon the photo because it was the largest seltzer I've ever had in my life. It was like, how many ounces?
Like an Nalgene bottle?
Pretty much.
What?
This was like the size of it. And that's what they were handing out.
But think about it at a
concert.
Wouldn't you rather have a drink that you don't need to go get another drink? Like you have, that's like basically getting 2 to 3 at one time.
Yeah. Although when it gets the bottom of a seltzer starts to get warm, it's kind of like gets a little too malty for me.
I know what you mean.
I guess it
just doesn't taste good.
It's any drink. I guess it's any drink in a 32 or 36 ounce can.
Big Gulp though holds its flavor.
Oh yeah.
So Megan, you did the Y'all Out Boy, and you guys partied pretty hard.
Yeah, they got me to the front row, which was all I really wanted to do.
But let's talk about it. So the Fleet Feet run goes amazing.
Yes.
You go do a pool party.
Yes.
You get you are drinking at the pool party, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what time does the drinking start?
2 p.m.
All right, 2 p.m. Y'all Out Boy starts at what time?
Okay, well, the concert started at 7:30. They didn't come on until like 8:30.
That's the rock and roll
That's like a
lifestyle.
typical. Okay, see, this is how out of.
And that's still early. Like I've gone to some concerts that like you get there at 11 and they're like warming up.
Well, it's a cover band. They don't have like an opener.
Yeah. Which would be funny if they did like another cover band.
Yeah.
I'd say generally speaking, it's an hour after the time it says on the.
Okay, see, I should have asked
packed.
you. I was asking Megan, and I was like, "What time do we get there?"
And they're like going to matinees. So you get to the concert. You're drinking there. What time did the concert end?
It was like around 10:30, 11, I think.
Okay, so from 2 to 11, let's just say.
Sure.
Okay, just for that. Then you have a run the next day, and we're still in Austin. It's still, what are the temps in the fields like?
Oh, they're in the hundreds like every day.
And what was it feel like? Like 111?
Yeah. When I first got there, it was the real feel was 111 or 112.
And is this in the morning? Did it feel like that because of the dew point?
No, it was a little bit. So the temps were cooler in the morning, but the humidity was higher in the morning.
It's thick.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your run the day after Y'all Out Boy?
10 miles.
Okay. Was there any paces or was it just a 10 mile?
Just 10 miles.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
So that's it. And now you're still at this point. You're in Austin for another day, or
no? Then
we
traveled.
Miami?
We traveled Sunday to Miami.
Okay, so you leave for Miami, and at this point, you get to Miami, right? South Beach.
Yes.
What happens there?
Well, our flight. So we were a little concerned we weren't actually going to make it because there's like crazy thunderstorms every day in Miami, And
you were traveling with Megan Featherston.
Also that's
the reason.
Cue that, yeah.
Yeah, that'll come up later. Keep going.
Okay.
So we circled for an hour or two.
Dude.
Wait, just
Megan,
around Fort Myers.
Oh, man,
Megan,
it
was like a.
I was just looking out the window, being like, "There it is again."
Hey kids, Big Ben. There's the Parliament. Big Ben.
Yeah.
So Megan's messaging me while she's on the plane, and I'm like, "Well, you guys should be on the ground now." And Megan's like, "No, we're still circling." I'm like, "This was for like 45 minutes to an hour."
Yeah.
Of you just like they're
It might have been
over
longer.
Florida just doing this.
I would just parachute at that point.
Like that really.
I know. I was like, "Guys, just go through it. I can see it. It's fine."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like airplanes are getting weird.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
you used to get on a plane and get off.
it's almost like we're going backwards in terms of convenience.
I will tell you, when I was a kid, the government ran all the like airport stuff.
What do you mean?
Like the government actually, like the FAA controlled like everything, like flight times.
Oh, I thought it was like the opposite of that.
No,
it was.
And everything ran smooth. I don't know why.
That's shocking.
I don't know why it went off of it, but like, yeah, I believe that's
probably because it was running too smoothly. They're like, this is a government operation. It can't run like this.
Let's fuck this up. Anyway, so you finally get on the ground. It's Sunday evening. What happens next?
We get to our hotel. Megan and I had some beverages at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day we got up. We did our first run in the morning, just us. And then we hosted our second stop.
Okay, I want to give the picture here of you guys drinking. So it's now Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
We're getting imbibed again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like cocktails. Like you guys are doing some heavier. What did you drink on Sunday night?
Martinis.
Okay,
Wow.
martinis. And then again, it's hot in Miami, right?
Sure is.
All right, there's a hydration to
So
it.
which part of the hydration are we
Like,
doing?
The
Is-
whole time
what's
we're also
recommended here
drinking
for
water
people?
and Scratch.
Okay. But
Okay.
what's recommended for an average runner? Would this be part of the tour?
What would a dietitian recommend?
Do as Megan says, not as we do.
All right.
Okay.
So then they get up, and it's hot in Miami. What are the temps and the humidity when you're in Miami?
So we were trying to decide if Miami or Austin was worse. And I think timing wise for us, Austin was worse than Miami.
Just a little warmer.
Miami, though, the dew point was 77. So like you're sweating whenever you're outside.
And for people who don't understand dew point, the closer it is to the actual temperature, the more it feels like you're swimming through wet clouds.
Yeah, a dew point that high almost sounds like a don't point.
I like that. You see what he did there, Meg?
Yeah.
Mountain don't.
Because I feel like even in Baltimore, it doesn't get usually above 70. Right.
Yeah.
And we're miserable at 70.
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh, this is the worst.
Wow.
So you're basically in tropical weather at this point.
Yeah.
You go, your first run in the morning is how far?
8 miles.
8 miles. Okay. So then you go to the run, which at first you were a little.
First, we went to a beach club in between that.
Well, yeah, they did go to a beach club, which I got to say, Megan, did you have drinks at the beach club?
I did not.
So,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we skipped one round here.
Okay.
So then you were a little nervous about numbers for Miami because originally when we're checking our SVPs, and I think this is going to happen. I think they're just going to snowball on
Well,
out.
I think people saw how fun Austin was, and anyone in Miami then came out, including, which we did not know until today, Danny from New Kids on the Block was at our run.
What?
So think about this. We had
Didn't know.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
we had Anders at the Norda run.
Yeah.
Now Danny from New Kids on the Block was at. Can someone pull up a picture of Danny? Because I don't know what he looks like.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, just go look at our reel
But
because
anyway,
he's there.
so he's in the
Like-
reel, and somebody's like, "That looks like," and they hit his handle, Danny thing, and he's like, "Yeah, that was me."
No way.
Danny Wood.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That's.
I think I remember him in the video too.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in the
Yeah, he
first
just looked
run
like
part.
he looked like just like a regular guy.
Man. How about that?
Yeah,
That's
it
amazing.
Turns out he is a regular guy. But anyway, yeah. All right, so the run turnout looked insane in Miami, and it was raining.
So a huge storm came through like right before the run, and then during the run it didn't rain, but it was really nice because it actually cooled off a little bit. So our run wasn't that terrible. But it turns out I run the store that we started from. they host a workout every Monday, like a legit workout.
Okay.
So we started this group run, and it was a 2-mile warm up, and then 33 minutes of 180-meter basically sprints, and then 30 seconds off.
Why 180 meters?
I don't know.
Like that's 200 meters, I understand.
Yes.
100s, I understand.
But they had the road marked off, and people were just, and then they had different groups. So like a 520.
So all of a sudden people started just booking?
Well, he explained it, and then, yeah, they took off.
Did you do it?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah. I just jogged around while everyone else was working real hard.
Whoa.
So, and I have to say, the pictures looked amazing. Shout out to Chase Fleming, who was doing the photography. He's really did a great job capturing it.
Yeah.
And you did a really nice job with the video camera and the GoPro, like putting together those reels were pretty FOMO.
Professional now.
Yeah, they look nice.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so what happens after that? You just go home and rest, because this would be now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You got to be taking it off because you don't want to be drinking.
Well, they started handing out beverages at iRun at the store.
Oh, really? Was this a Monday morning run?
Monday night.
Oh, Monday morning.
For some reason, I thought it was a Monday morning run. I was like, that's cool.
No, because Ari did a run in the morning.
Okay, here's
Here's
some big things I learned about Miami. One, the drivers are absolutely insane.
Florida drivers. I know every state says like their drivers are insane.
No.
South Florida drivers are actually insane.
I can't even picture, because Megan doesn't complain about much.
Yeah.
So if she's saying it's insane, it's got to be
Every time
nuts.
I got in an Uber, I was like, this might be it. This is where it ends.
Yeah.
Like, people are leaning on horns, like just going down one way is the wrong way. It's a wild time.
It is crazy down there.
Okay, so what's the other thing?
Oh no.
You had two things.
Oh, like people that live in South Beach or Miami are on a different timeline than the rest of us. Megan and I got in an elevator at 10:30 a.m. after our breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And a man got in with us, 2 guys, no shirts on. And they were like, sorry, we just got back from the club. It's been a really long night.
Why no shirts on?
And he goes, everything feels really hot right now.
What drug does that, makes everything feel hot when you've been up all night? I don't know. Somebody write in and tell us what that would be.
This cocaine?
But so like the clubs.
Maybe ecstasy?
Yeah.
The clubs, like.
Or what do the kids
MDMA.
call it? Yeah, the kids call it something different now.
The clubs basically don't close, is what I'm told. Like they open at Friday night and they stay open until Monday morning.
Do they not do like we're closed for an hour or something?
Not over that weekend time span.
I don't think they do, yeah.
All right. So, but you and Meg, you had these cocktails or beverages at the run, and then you're done, right? Because like you've now been drinking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it's Monday. What happened?
Well,
You really are on tour.
I know, I know, right? We tried to
I'm checking a bag for needles.
find a couple spots over on Miami because we were staying at South Beach, but the run was over on Miami, like the main city. And we failed miserably at multiple places. And so Megan, Karen from Asics, and I all just decided to go back to our hotel bar and hang there for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Thomas. First check-in. Man, if you're not superhuman, you got to hydrate, because otherwise you're going to pass out. So make sure that when you're on this run, it might be time to invest in a handheld, or maybe you can get like a backpack or something, because it's hot out there. Do it. Carry some water with you. It's better than if you're trying to look for a water fountain, then you get to the water fountain and it turns out they turned off the water fountain. It's bad. So that's the first tip. But you must have, like, you went to bed early because you had to run the next day.
You love this. Yeah, I love this so much.
Yeah. So how late did you guys stay out?
It was midnight. 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
1? Did I hear 1 in there?
Might have been.
Yeah.
By the
Did
time
I
I
hear
went to
9er?
sleep.
All right. But then, I know you're disciplined. So you get up, and so after Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you've got to get up and run on Tuesday.
Correct.
So how far did you run Tuesday morning?
10 miles.
Man, wow. I'm impressed.
I'm following the marathon training plan.
I'm
and look,
impressed.
I'm here and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Thomas is convinced I can't do this, and I'm going to prove him wrong.
I know. You know what,
I love
Meg? I
it.
think you can do it. Don't prove me wrong. Live. Please live. Don't be picky.
No human is limited.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's true. It's a fact. You got to test it.
True.
Yeah. All right. So she actually did. She came home yesterday. How many drinks did you have?
0.
There we go.
I had to work out this morning.
Hang out to dry a little bit.
She had to work out. But guess who's coming today to get ready for the party?
Is it Michael?
He is, but
yeah.
Who's
Feathers
else?
is
Feathers is coming today.
She went home for one day,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then is flying
And I
here today.
will guarantee you that at our house tonight, there will be beverages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, that's quite a tour. Yeah,
we're on tour. Like Robbie said, we're on tour.
You are on tour. You got to live up to the tour lifestyle.
I didn't buy in on this. This isn't for me.
I fully approve.
I know.
I'm in.
You want the total destruction of our relationship. Go horse gambling. Go out party. End this sucker.
Oh, speaking of horse gambling, anything like that down in the south?
No, we didn't.
That would be dog racing.
Dog racing,
right?
for sure.
Oh, we did see in Austin, there was it said cockfights.
Wait, really?
Is that allowed?
In Texas, probably. But
You can't stop Texas people.
I think generally speaking, they aren't, because I feel like I've
No, I
looked
feel like
this
I
up
saw
before.
a sign in Austin when we were there for the running event that there are cockfights there.
They probably are pretty safe. Like, they probably aren't to the death. But
Wait, they're just slap fights?
I don't know. They probably like
Cocks don't know how to not kill.
like little Jerry Seinfeld. He put little boxing gloves on them.
There's no way. It's to the death.
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe it's a different kind. Things get weird in the South.
what's worse, just growing a chicken in captivity and then killing it for its meat, or letting it like kind of be a sporty chicken that could possibly get dead?
And then eating it?
Yeah.
I don't think they eat them.
No.
I think they're just
roosters. Not so great.
I don't know. Has anybody tasted rooster?
I'm sure someone
Can't be
has.
that bad.
It has. I don't know. I'm sure people have.
Why don't we eat it then?
Because you need one rooster for several chickens.
Yeah, I think in an emergency scenario like life or death, I would go for it.
Dude, life or death, I'd eat squirrel.
Yeah.
I'd pretty much eat. Yeah, I mean, it's
We
life or
pretty much.
death.
By the way, speaking of eating anything, we're cleaning up our office for the party, and we put a chair out front, and somebody walked by and left like food on the chair.
Okay, it was a Amazon Fresh box of brownies, like brownie bites,
Okay.
and so it was unopened, right?
Yep.
So I took them home. Well,
Wait.
Thomas put them on my desk, and I was like,
Because I knew he'd eat them.
And I was staring. I was like, I'm not gonna eat these. I was like staring at them all day. I was like, well, I don't want them to go to waste, so I'll take them home and just whatever, see what happens. And so Kimmy saw them and just assumed they came from somewhere, and like she was like, oh, she's open up, and I was like, oh, that technically like someone just like dropped it off, but it was unopened, so it's all good. So she ate one, and then she says, what? She's like, man, someone at the office ate a bunch of these. I was like, no, they didn't. It was unopened. And I looked at the box, and it's like 12 servings, and there's only 6 in there. So the other end of the box was open.
So did you have one?
Yeah, in solidarity.
Oh my God.
In solidarity, I had one too. They're actually pretty good.
That's good. They're called one bite brownies if you want them.
I was like, sorry.
Dude, that's so disgusting.
Okay, so
I mean, there's so many preservatives. I don't know.
Before we leave
thing, right?
the Megan's destruction tour, hydration tour, can we just say your next stop obviously is Baltimore last night, because we're going to have this on Friday, and the next one after that
Will be tomorrow in Oklahoma City.
All right. Ooh, so the people possibly, if you're listening to this in the metro area around Oklahoma City, you could possibly still get into this hydration tour.
Yeah, it's going to be an early one. It's 6:30 a.m. But
Are you
hopefully
going to drink
we can
before it?
beat some of the heat and TBD. Yeah, it should be fun.
All right. And then following that, 1 week later, you will be
Nashville.
That's in Tennessee, Robbie.
Yep.
And we that one so far is the lowest RSVPs.
Really?
But I feel like it's going to be like Miami, where they're going to see what's happening in Baltimore and Oklahoma.
Yeah, come on, Nashville.
And come on, Nashville.
Yeah, we want to
Party
see you.
up.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. We're going to be handing out branded beer bongs.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Yeah, all you bachelorette parties listening to this, come out to the run.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see because we saw a lot of bachelorette parties in Austin. I wonder if Nashville's going to have even more.
I mean, Nashville's like it's the East Coast capital of bachelorette parties.
What happened? It used to be like New Orleans and Las Vegas. Is it just Nashville's the place now?
Yeah, I think it's just that, Broadway and the downtown scene, it's like easy to get to places where you can drink and have fun. So I think it's just, and it seems a little bit like exotic in a way because it is.
If you and Megan can latch on to a cool bachelorette party, I say you do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that would be right up there with Y'all Out Boy. By the way,
less fun. But.
Y'all Out Boy liked our stories of their.
Of course they did. Yeah.
I mean, that's celebrities too. We got Danny, we got Anders, we got Y'all Out Boy.
Yep.
All right. So in Nashville, we definitely have to find someone.
Yes.
Famous.
Oh yeah, you could find. You'll throw
Kelly
a rock
Clarkson
and hit
maybe.
She's in New York.
There's
now,
like
right?
a huge country concert in town while we're there.
Dirks Bigelow or something.
Dirks Bentley.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you should.
George Strait is playing.
Oh wow,
the night that we're there.
Is that a good? Is that a big guy?
Yeah, that's a big one.
All right.
I don't think that we'll probably see him because he's doing a concert.
I mean, but seriously, you could throw a rock and hit a country artist in Nashville.
That's true.
Or just a general. It's just a place for music now. Rock.
Right.
Black Keys live there.
White
Kings
Stripes.
of Leon, White Stripes. Yeah,
everyone. I don't know the voice. I don't know.
They do.
He does.
Yeah. He has a studio there.
All right.
Third Man Records.
Anything else you want to say about the hydration tour before we move on to Robbie's tick?
No, just thanks to everyone that's come out, and I can't wait to see you at the next stops. And Asics is an amazing partner, so thanks to that team.
Yeah, for sure.
Robbie, we were sitting here. It seems like a week ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
And we're talking, and you look down at your arm.
I said, "Oh,"
and you're like,
"Damn, there's a tick."
Which I don't like. How did you know it was a tick? It was so tiny.
It was tiny. I don't know. I just looked and there it was embedded in my skin. And I was trying to figure out when I got it. And I think it was the day before I was at my parents' farm, and it's Tick Central up in PA.
All right, we're back. Second check-in. So now you're hydrated, you're feeling well, and everything's running smooth. But are you doing nutrition for runs that last longer than 45 minutes? Those hour-and-a-half runs, those 10 miles, those 12 miles, you should think about maybe adding in a gel, practicing what you're going to use on race day, if that's the case. If you're training for a marathon, start getting ready for that. And guess what? When you're taking that gel, you might want to wash it down. Stay hydrated.
What was weird is that 4 days before that, I was on a run in Maryland and found a tick on that same arm, but I just flicked it.
So that's your tick
It
arm?
wasn't in my arm, so I flicked it off. But I think I got it the day before. Anyways, so I looked down, there's a tick. I got it out, and, I'm just like, well, I'll just wait and see if a rash comes on there or whatever, because that has happened to me before. I think like 3 years ago, I had a bullseye rash that out of nowhere, and, took the antibiotics then and was fine. And how many messages did you get about it?
Dude, in our DMs, people are like, I'm really concerned about Robbie. Make sure he checks on it. And then I think it got to you.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna be. I know how serious Lyme's is, so I was, obviously gonna get checked out if I got a rash. But what I didn't know is that apparently, in the absence of a rash, if 20% of people who have Lyme's get like fatigue, dizziness, nausea, those like flu-like symptoms. And sure enough, 6 days after that, I guess this past Tuesday, I was at work and I got like pretty tired in the afternoon.
Now, we also, our air conditioning broke.
Yeah.
And you still have to show me where that thing is, because I didn't even know we had a whatever here.
Yeah, an air filter. Yeah. So we got, so it was super hot that day, and we had just come back from California, the day before. So I was like, maybe it's just kind of tired. And the next day, kind of the same thing, but maybe a little bit worse. Thursday, worse yet. So I did go to the doctor Thursday morning, and they gave me a thing to get blood work, and he said they're going to call in a prescription that day to get me antibiotics just in case. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, Thursday goes along and go to the pharmacy that evening. They didn't have my antibiotics, said they weren't called in. Cool. So did not feel well that night, slept horribly. woke up feeling terrible the next day. Call the doctor's office. They're like, oh yeah, we forgot to call it in yesterday. Seems like a big deal.
Yeah.
Seems like a big one.
Yeah, it's like when they don't sew you back up after a surgery.
Right.
It's like, I forgot about that. Your guts are on the ground.
It's like, how do you do this? So then, and I was supposed to go to the Under Armour thing.
So you're supposed to go to the Under Armour. I get a message. I'm on the CDL run, which is our Faster Bastards Friday morning run. I get a message. So I have to be at Under Armour in like 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And Robbie's like, I just had the worst night of my life. I am dying. Like, I don't think I can make it today.
Yeah. And
luckily, one of the people that I'm running with was Steve Mitchell, and he's a teacher. I'm like, what are you doing today? I'm like, you're shooting pictures. So we got him a camera, and then we were able to get Fausto, who runs with the Believe Run Club and Faster Bastards. He was able to come and do some video work and photos as well. So we were able to replace Robbie, but not in our hearts. Like when we got to Under Armour.
Oh, I wanted to be there for sure.
By the way, I didn't get any gear from Under Armour. They had a package. I got one shirt, like a running shirt, like nothing, super exciting. And I thought when I was unpacking the stuff that was for you, I thought, oh, this jacket's a medium. They must have meant it for me. It's all white. It's a really nice Under Armour jacket. Yeah. And then I looked at it again yesterday when I was like, oh, I'll put this on a hanger. And I was like, let me just look one more. It's a small.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a really dope jacket.
All right, sweet.
So good for you.
Yeah, well, anyway, so then as that day went on, I just felt worse and worse. I had called, they got the antibiotics in, but the CVS Target, like the CVS and the Target by our house is like, it's like if you were going to a bodega in a third world country to like get a prescription.
I use that one myself.
Yeah.
It's so bad, and they just don't care.
Yes. What I like is when they're like, what's the name? And you'd be like, Robbie Redinger. Yeah. And they go and they look in the file thing. They look in the file. And they're like, it's not there. Another person comes over. No, I don't see it either. And then the third person, after you've been standing there for 20 minutes, like, it's right here under R.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, where were the other people looking? Yeah. Dude with a mustache under D? Right. Or M for mustache?
It's crazy how bad it is. And so as I'm waiting there all day long at home, I'm just feeling worse and worse until I like tell my wife, like, you're gonna have to go and just demand this because
I must have the medicine.
Because if I don't get this today, I'm just gonna I feel like I'm gonna die tonight. And so then at 2:30 I finally got it, and I took the antibiotics, but I don't think I drank enough water with it because I hadn't eaten that day. I didn't have an appetite or drank much water.
Do you expect antibiotics to kick in like you take them and you feel better?
I don't know, but I was like, I need to take it to get this started at least. But I guess with doxycycline, if you take it, it can create like vomiting or nausea if it's not taken properly. And I don't know if it was that or the Lymes, but I ended up just puking my guts out for a few, everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. When it's like everything, and it was horrible.
Yeah. My favorite part of this story though is Robbie went camping the next day.
Well, so here's the deal is that, and I felt just like till 9 o'clock that night, just felt terrible. And then so what happened was they were like, you should go to the emergency room if you can't keep anything down because you're going to be dehydrated and everything. Well, I worked my contact of my network of friends who had recently pregnant wives and got prescription Zofran.
What is that?
Which is
anti-vomiting, basically.
It basically suppresses your vomit, reflex.
Holy crap! I wouldn't even know. Would you know to do that?
Yeah. Well, I talked to my one friend who's a doctor, and he was like, if you could score some Zofran, that'll...
I like a doctor saying if you could score.
That'll keep you from going to the emergency room because that's what they would give you if you went there. Yeah. And so I did get some of that. And then I was able to drink liquid IV. So I made a couple glasses of that.
How many packets of liquid IV do we have? Because
I bought that.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I bought it when we were in San Francisco, and I feel like the liquid IV has the most full spectrum of everything.
It also has a lot of sodium.
Yeah, and it has a lot of sodium. So that kind of helped bring me out of it. And then the next morning I felt pretty good. And so I had, again, yeah. So the whole deal was that that week I had been packed for camping, and we were like fully like packed and everything. I was like I want to salvage this weekend a little bit. And it was probably too much too soon because I was pretty like still tired.
Here's the thing that kills me. Where do you get ticks? In the woods.
I'm
not going in the woods.
I repellent it. I like douse myself in repellent though.
Is there a tick repellent?
Yeah, I mean most insect repellents are also tick repellent.
Okay. I'll noted.
But so I don't know. But it ended up being like okay, but then I got my blood work back yesterday and sure enough, positive for Lyme's disease. But I think we caught it soon enough.
Yeah, I think that's the key, right? Is to catch it. So the PSA for this, or the more you know, is that if you have a tick on you, probably good to get it tested regardless.
Because there is a lot of misconceptions that people think
like
about
you were
it.
looking for the bullseye.
Yeah, like everyone thinks that, but that's not always the case. So yeah, I think that's probably a good, if you do have an embedded tick to... And mine might not even been, it was like 24 hours, so it wasn't that long.
In the ecosystem, what's the value of a tick? Like, why do we need ticks?
I don't know.
Like, that should be something we should work on eradicating.
Well, that's what I was saying. I wish, you know how we have all those pests that come over from China that, like, lantern flies and whatnot? Like, why can't we have a pest that just eats ticks? Like, why can't, instead of killing all the ash trees, like, in the forest? That's what we need.
We need to start developing robot stuff.
Birds.
Okay, one cool thing that just made me think of it that happened in Austin. So along Ladybird Trail, there's all these goats, and they import them to eat the poison ivy.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. And you know what? I almost took a picture. So I had to pick up Theo from camp for 24 hours, basically. And they had a little tiny baby goat at the camp. And I was like, oh, Meg would probably love a picture of this tiny goat, but I was busy picking up a kid.
Yeah, my parents have a couple acres and it's a lot of woods and brush, and my mom has at this point like 30 goats, so they just let them go and they eat literally everything. It's crazy.
Would your mom be willing to bring a couple goats to a party? Like, could we have them at like a grit party?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, because
I feel like she has
baby one.
I feel like they have kids like every 2 weeks.
Oh, so. I will take one if. I would definitely.
No, we're not getting a baby goat.
I'll buy property to get a goat.
Dude, they are annoying because they do eat everything.
When I was growing up, I had a pet goat.
Yeah, they're awesome.
His name was Flash. I actually have a scar on my lip
from getting.
Well, I used to like to do the thing where you try to challenge him.
Yeah.
And I was doing straight on, so I felt pretty safe. But Flash had been working on some strategies, so he flipped around and then jumped up and hit me backwards.
Yeah.
So here's the front. If you're listening, it's very difficult to understand. I was pushing, his neck snapped this way, and then he jumped up and hit me back this way.
Yeah. There's Wiley like that.
Yeah, dude, smart.
My mom got a black eye a couple months ago from
your dad?
Same thing. Yeah. He was jealous of her spending too much time with goats.
I was going to make a joke that would not go over very well.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave that one out.
That was good. You went right to the line.
Yeah.
But no, speaking of birds and robots, when I woke up from when we were camping the other day, when you hear birds in the woods when you're camping, they sound exactly like R2-D2.
Like electronics.
Yeah. There is no difference.
No.
If you put this side by side.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there is something to that.
I'm not saying every bird is fake. I'm saying maybe 1 out of 5.
I think woodpeckers are real.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Oh, why? You just think that...
I think they plant sensors in trees. I think they're drilling holes, and then they excrete a tiny bird sensor, and it maps the forest. And that way, the government can see what's going on in remote areas.
Why would... I don't know if I can get behind that one.
Why?
Why would they have to peck the sensors out?
No, they're embedding it into the tree.
Oh,
so first it puts a hole.
That makes more
sense. And then with its electronic dispenser, it shoots a probe into the tree. That tree creates a network of...
Actually, that does make a lot of sense now.
And now you map remote areas that you would be hard to get to.
Okay, all right.
You'll see Robbe out there, like bathing in DEET.
Actually, now I think about it, woodpecker would be like that is probably the most robotic of them all.
Yeah.
How else could they do that?
Them and hummingbirds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to think about this too much.
Yeah.
Start getting depressed.
All right, so you're going to be safe. You're going to be fine. We're going to get you.
What do they tell you to do? Anything now that you've tested?
No, I just got to take the antibiotics, and then I think I'm good. I don't know. The doctor wants me to come back to the office, but I feel like that's just a waste of a drive. But maybe I should go.
Speaking of waste of a drive.
Oh wait, real quick. I got my blood work back, but it has like other stuff on it too.
Like iron levels?
It didn't. I don't think it had iron, but it had glucose, and I was like, whoa. But it wasn't a.
Whoa.
It wasn't a fasting study, so that could be high, right?
Yeah. Okay. If you're not fasted, don't worry about it.
I was like, man, that's like off the charts there.
See, I wouldn't even know what high glucose would be.
It tells you if it's high. Yeah.
It probably was bright red.
Yeah. Because I think it was right after I ate breakfast.
Yeah, then that's,
Okay. All right. Anyways, continue.
I forget where I was going.
You were something about off-road.
Okay. So if you know, you were there with me in California, my face was peeling off and dropping on the ground.
Yeah.
And it was...
Yeah. It was a crime scene expert's like wet dream.
Yeah. I was leaving DNA everywhere I went. So that's over, doing the nuclear cream. Mm-hmm. And then, so I thought I was going to get the basal carcinoma removed, but...
I don't even think you told people on this podcast that you had basal carcinoma.
Okay, so when I ran Boston and my singlet was bloody, everybody's like, oh, your nipples are chafing. I was like, it wasn't my nipple. It's this little, I thought it was like a pimple or a thing that just kept coming back, but it would go away and it would come up and it would kind of get like a little scab on it. And it just happened when I ran Boston that the singlet was rubbing against where it is. It opened up and bled. So I went to go see the skincare doctor.
Dermatologist.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Megan. And went to go see them, and they check everything. But they looked at that, and they took a little scalpel, and they sliced a piece off, sent it away for... This is the same time that they're looking at my face being like, you got to nuke that whole thing.
Start over.
We're going to start with a new face. And Robbie, you wanted me to remind you about the movie Face Off. So there it is.
Thank you.
And so I go in there, they're like, nuke your face. And they're like, we'll just take a little sample of this and we'll send it away and see what's what. And then I get a phone call. And I got to say, the bedside manner of the person who called me wasn't that good. He's like, yeah, you got to have, you got a basal carcinoma, it's cancer. You got to have that removed. And like, no context, like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a localized spot. If it doesn't get taken care of, yes, it can become a big deal, but no context. Just, hey, you got cancer. You need to cut it off. So immediately I call Megan crying. She starts Googling and, I'm like, your husband's going, I'm dying. And Megan, she's like, well, at least our will's up to date.
Yeah. It's a positive spin.
Yeah. Anyway, so find out it's not a big deal. But yeah, they're going to cut that out. I thought I was going back to get that cut out. Turns out they just had me do an appointment to look at my face.
Oh, that was what you did this past Monday?
Yeah. So I go in.
How about that cancer thing?
Well, that's what I kept saying. I was like, can you just cut that? Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Why can't you just, it doesn't sound like you said it wasn't a big deal. You just cut that out and get.
Because then we can't double bill you.
I know. They're like, no, you'll come back August for that. But it was a weird thing I was trying to explain to Megan today. Like, the lady walks in the room. She's a female, because I said lady.
Female lady.
Yep, got it.
And a doctor.
Mm-hmm. And a learned doctor.
Yeah. So she comes in, goes straight to my face, and starts touching it.
Ooh.
Like,
in normal circumstances, you'd probably be okay with that.
Well, no, it's like this. Like, imagine someone comes in the room, and they didn't even slow down. Like, I'm sitting in a chair, and she's like, how are you? And just zoom in. And immediately, like, I felt like a monkey in the jungle where they're getting the ticks. Again, back to the ticks. Like, right into my face, and she's rubbing.
Did she have man hands or gentle hands?
Actually, they were lovely hands. Okay, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But she got right in my, like, imagine like normal talking distance.
Yeah.
Take that all away and get like 3 inches away from your face.
Close talk.
Like, how are you? Do you really want me to answer? Like you're right up. Like, I might accidentally kiss you.
Oh. It's one of those doctors.
Yeah. So she checks the forehead, she checks the nose, checks the temples. She's like, this worked really well. What did you think? And I said, well, I'm glad it worked well because you basically melted my face off like I was like.
I like that she said like this worked really well. Are there circumstances where it doesn't work really well?
I think there are, because I got messages from people that were like, I did that. It was horrible.
If they ever tell me to do that, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I'll secretly put it on her face at night.
No.
I'll be like rubbing it on. Yeah, you would have to do it. Honestly though, Meg, my skin that has grown back, it's not bad.
Did you take a picture of your face for testimonial purposes?
I know.
I didn't want any record of that. I mean, it's bad enough that we had to do, like, in our last shoe review was at the Cayano. Like it's really red. Yeah, I was like, oh. And then, but like going out to Norda, like when we were doing that, like literally like flakes are falling off my head.
I can confirm.
But now you have a new face.
I do, and I like this skin.
You like your new face?
I like it so far.
Yeah.
And she told me, she's like, do you have cream left over? And I'm like, yeah, a shit ton of it. Like that tube is like a toothpaste sized tube, and all you had to do was rub on like dots.
You should just start using it for other parts of your body.
That's what I was
see
thinking.
if you get new skin.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She's like, yeah, keep that cream, because if you get a little rough spot or something, you can just take care of it yourself.
Oh,
Like, and I'm like, for a spot check, that wouldn't be so bad. Like if there's a little rough thing that you're like,
look at me. Do I need it anywhere yet?
Apparently, it's
I don't
if you
know.
feel it, like it's a rough part of your face.
like if your skin isn't smooth, like I had like little like bumps.
What? How do you know it's not just dry skin though?
That's what it seemed like.
Dude,
But it
we
never
have
goes
a-
away, I
You
guess.
probably have it.
Oh shit!
Dude, you need to go.
You just want to see my
Just-
face melt off.
just
I do.
borrowed his cream, you'll
like,
be fine.
No, you can't borrow my cream. What if I have relapse?
You just have a brand new face. Like it's going to take a while.
Have you checked to see if there's a black market for that stuff?
I will tell you, I feel like the skin looks a little bit younger, a little bit glowier.
Okay.
So,
It's brand new.
I mean, even Megan commented on one of my things. She's like, your skin looks good. Didn't you say that?
I mean, yeah. Plus, I was comparing it to what it was.
Okay.
Oh, that is true. She had seen the flaky.
Yeah. Okay. It couldn't be worse.
Yeah, that is true. It was pretty heinous. You stayed with me. That was pretty good.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
It's interesting, like hearing about that prescription stuff. I'm reading a book right now, The Empire of Pain, which is the whole story of the family that behind the OxyContin, Purdue Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, you were reading that when we went to Oakland.
Yeah, I'm like 2/3 of the way done with it now. But man, that is like, it just makes you so angry at
So do you believe
many people.
more conspiracy theories and stuff like that? Like, is this not
It's
good
not
for
even-
people that are paranoid?
Yeah.
Wait, what is this about?
It's the family who
The pharmaceutical
the
family.
Sackler family behind the
Opioid.
Purdue Pharma, which was the creator of OxyContin, and basically
Okay.
was just like offering unbelievable like sales bonuses, no ceiling to commissions for their salespeople to just basically had the circular like method of like
It's like legalized drug dealing.
yeah, it literally was. Like they had doctors within their own network saying this is great, this is like a harmless medication, and then they would filter it to like their salespeople who would then go to other doctors, and it's just this endless circle of drug dealing. And then they would just hammer the places like Kentucky, PA, Ohio that had like
West Virginia.
that had, populations that did have pain, but not to that degree. And then their salespeople would go in, hammer it until they got the sales up. Then they split that part into like 2 more divisions, like 2 more territories, and then hammer those, and then just like kept doing it until there was pill mills everywhere and everyone's addicted. And it was just really horrible. Like, and they knew, and so the whole thing was like big tobacco because they knew the harms of,
They were aware that there was
it was
a problem.
but they would spin it as it only becomes addictive if the person is an addict before that. They said you couldn't get addicted from it if you took it as prescribed, which was not true.
Yeah.
I like even one time when I got my molars out when I was in college, they
Yeah.
gave me like Percocet for the week.
Right.
And I just remember I finished the week of Percocet, and I remember coming down and going back to class and just being like super depressed. Like I was like, oh man, I was like, life was so fun on the Percocet.
That's right. Yeah.
And
Like
this
dude, they were
sucks.
offering 30-day trials for free to people, just giving them away. Like that's exactly
That's exactly
like,
the drug deal.
It really is.
You just party with this for a second.
But anyways, so I've been reading that, and you're right. Like it really does make you think about what's going on behind the scenes, because they had a open line to the head of the FDA of the pain management, who approved pain medications, open line to him, who like basically worked with him hand in hand to approve it in record time. And then he as soon as it was approved,
he gets a job.
He quit the FDA and went a year later, just to make it look like it was ethical, but he
probably was getting paid during that time.
Yeah, and he went to them and was getting paid $400,000 a year, like as a consultant. So it was like, that does make me a little bit skeptical about things.
It's crazy because even corn, like when corn syrup was in everything that we ate, the government was supporting the corn farmers and all of that Monsanto and all that. There's precedence for when they want to push something.
I mean, same thing with like sugary sodas and drinks and stuff. They have a huge lobby group that gets people to say this is good for you in certain doses, and everyone knows it's like it's not really.
The one thing we haven't talked about, we talked a little bit about Megan's running because it was fascinating that she was able to do it in the temperatures, in the heat, and treating herself the way she did. But what's your running?
Oh, well, I mean, not really anything. It's because the last week was
with the vomiting and stuff.
Yeah, I did run the one day I had it, the one morning, but it was just like after that I didn't, and then I did run this morning finally back again, and
like M&M.
Yeah, but I think it was just between the sprained ankle, the travel, then getting Lyme's right after that. It was just like this three-peat back to back,
just
like
getting hammered.
Yeah. So, but I feel good now, and I ran in the shoe that we're talking about today this morning.
Yeah, I unconventionally ran in it.
We both, yeah.
So I've been running fine. I'm back on track. I finish my first week of New York City training. Trained to NYC. Megan had a nice, easy welcome back. I think it was like 40 miles. Yeah, and then. I'm back on it this week. Just did a speed workout this morning, and I decided to do the speed workout in the shoe that we're going to talk about.
Real quick.
Yeah.
You seem to be doing you're keeping up with grit miles. I see the Ralphie report every morning.
I've been doing the Ralphie. I tell you what, I thought it'd be fun one time, but then I get requests.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Ralphie's becoming a celebrity, and this may rejuvenate the "Hey, I'm Ralphie" Instagram
movement
account.
Okay.
I don't know. I tagged him this morning. Is it getting reshared to it?
Right.
Yeah. Megan is the keeper of the. Oh, you probably don't even have it on your phone anymore, do you?
I feel like celebrity dogs may have been a little bit
it
like
ended with
4
the tuna.
years ago. Yeah.
That's what I'm like over it.
Yeah. It's not that he's a celebrity, but one day I'll look back. Like I love, if you go to Hey, I'm Ralphie, there's the puppy days.
But that's all you need is just he's a cute little puppy.
Because then he looks the same.
Got it. Yeah. Now he's just Ralphie.
Anyway, it's Ralphie Report. He does a great job. We talk about it a little bit before, kind of like what's your motivation, and I am like keep a straight face, try to be on. But one of the cutest things was when Megan got home, he lost it. So he comes running down the stairs, and I think I have my video on. And he's going nuts. He's flipping upside down. He's doing so excited to see her.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm taking 2 photos. One when he first got down there. One when I thought the video was over.
Dad moved.
So we actually had to do it all over again. The video that you'd see if you went right now to my story is he went upstairs for a second, and I was like, Megan, do it again. He'll still be excited to see you. And sure enough, he was super excited to see her again. It wasn't quite the level of excitement that was the first one.
Yeah.
But he was definitely glad to have Megan home. I was very happy to have you home as well. But Ralphie, I couldn't do what Ralphie did.
Sprint down the stairs.
And then slide across the floor.
And Ralphie doesn't have opposable thumbs, so he couldn't have recorded it.
It would have been, we would have missed the whole thing. Yeah.
So yeah, and speaking of grit, I guess we should recap our the last week or so, which hasn't changed. Pat Blair's still. Oh, he just passed 500 miles today. So there's like 2 weeks left.
And is he averaging his marathon a day?
Yeah. Oh, he's over a marathon a day.
All right. And he does it. Is he doing doubles or is he doing like a marathon? He's running 26 miles.
I haven't.
Now I know that we donate to the Donna Foundation to end breast cancer, but I also know that Pat his charity does diabetes.
Adventures for the Cure.
Adventures for the Cure. So if you are interested in donating to either organization, you can they just use our race site to donate to Donna? Run sign up. Yeah. And then for Pat, where would they go to donate to him?
I'll leave it in the description.
All right. It'll be in the description. But both phenomenal causes. You know what's weird? I keep meeting new people who are diabetic and running and, trying to get the word out about it as an athlete. And now with these tracking tools, because one guy I was talking to at the Norda Run, he had the constant insulin reader Meg and with
CGM
and then it had like an automatic insulin pump. Oh. So like it read here and then pumped there, like if you needed insulin. It's pretty insane. Like I think that living with type 1 diabetes is going to be something that is going to be more and more possible.
That's cool.
They're like robots.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, part of that. But so he's Pat Blair. Congratulations on he's 150 miles ahead of the next person.
He's going to be at the party yesterday.
Yeah. And he also has 42,000 feet of elevation, so it's not like he's running flats the whole time.
It's crazy.
And in the meantime, he won the Catoctin 50K. Came first place in a sick time.
Yeah.
Like he's not playing around.
There's some fast people who run that race. So, anyways.
Including Johnny Lyons.
Yep. But, so Summer Grit, we are halfway through, or more than that. And the party, I'm assuming it went awesomely. We're recording this the day before the party, and it comes out the day after. So got a little party
Megan's
sandwich.
Probably just run 20 miles the day after having...
You have to run 20 miles on Friday?
16.
Okay, 16. But it'll be after some beverages.
I'm not worried.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope, can't wait to talk about it next week.
That's awesome. And additionally, I want to just... While we're here, let's shout out the sponsors: Lagoon Pillows, Junk Headbands. I've seen a lot of people posting their pictures with
they look good
headbands. Yeah, Asics, of course, provided the shirts and a lot of the support for Grit, and Featherston Nutrition, who you can listen to on Fuel for the Soul, is offering up her attention with nutrition advice while you're getting through here, and obviously the hydration tour plays into that. Along with Running Warehouse, who's offering prizes and stuff for Grit. So thank you to all our partners. We couldn't do it without you. We love putting on Grit. We love having the community that wraps around it. And guess what, people? We already know there's a winter Grit, and we already know the swag for next year's summer Grit.
I don't even know that.
Oh, you'll get excited.
Okay.
Let's just say you used it in Tokyo when you ran the marathon there.
Okay. I think I might know. Oh, everyone gets Metaspeed edges?
No. But you'll see. It'll be good. And then, it should round out quite nicely. All right. You got one more thing about Grit?
No, not about Grit.
Okay.
But before we get to shoot, one more thing.
Okay.
I wanted to give a shout out to Courtney DeWalter for winning Hard Rock in another record time. 3 weeks after smashing the West Coast.
Can we say that she's she's up there with Kipchoge status at this point?
I would think you'd have
is she not the greatest of all time in women's trail running?
I know everyone says that term, but she's ridiculous.
It's almost ridiculous.
I think she finished third overall as well.
She's just on another level than anyone else.
But she's won races outright.
Against dudes.
Yeah. So, and it's not just that, but the way that she does it. There's a smile on the face. There's people love seeing her win.
I mean, she said in an Instagram post about Hard Rock, she said pretty much it sucked from the first mile. So imagine she's like, I knew I didn't have it from the first mile, and I was like,
and there's 99 more
going 100 miles in that terrain, that 10,000 feet of elevation.
Yeah, what goes through her mind where she's like, I'll just keep going.
I don't I don't know. But you see Mike Ambrose is in her crew, her
I did not.
support crew. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So former Solomon dude who works, I think he works at Black Diamond now.
And he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, I like him. And the fact that him and Brent worked together at one point.
Yeah.
Brent is also a really super nice guy. He's a tracksmith now. And he just moved to the neighborhood the boys live in.
The boys is in your boys.
Yeah. Part-time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it just blew my mind. They actually had a good tracker. Like everyone has GPS trackers and you can follow it online, which is like no race ever. It's always so hard to follow a trail race. You're usually looking at random Twitter updates, but you could actually see exactly where the runners were.
That's cool.
I think Dylan Bowman finished in top 10 for.
Did he finish top 10?
For Speedland.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that he took a nap at one point.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is kind of crazy that in a race you could take a nap and still finish top 10.
Yeah.
Well, it's that power nap. They say like 15 minutes can.
No, I think it might have been longer than that.
I think it was longer because I know exactly what you're talking about because he and Avery Collins had stayed together until mile 81, and then they were just stuck on that for about an hour or so. And I was like, man, maybe they both DNF'd, but Avery DNF'd and then Dylan kept going. But yeah, I'm not. I think he was top 10 at least. I don't know. I have to check on that.
Speaking of Speedland, I got to see a neat project they're doing with another brand.
Oh.
And it's a little bit of a departure, but I'll talk to you about it offline.
Okay.
For the rest of you just have to guess.
All right. Interesting.
All right. Final check-in. Yeah, I'm on the hydration kick because of Megan and Meg, and they're out there doing the hydration tour. And you know what? The best thing I could give you as a tip is to participate in one of those tour stops and find out how hydration affects you and what you can do to better hydrate. And guess what? As runners in the summer, probably can't eat too much salt. So don't even worry about your salt intake during the summer. If you're running and you're sweating and you're doing all that, you need to replace those electrolytes. So eat up, make it salty.
All right. So let's, I guess, talk about the shoe for today.
Yes, we are talking. Give me the full name, Robbie.
I think it's just Nike Ultrafly. I think they put the Zoom X in there, maybe Nike Zoom X Ultrafly.
Yeah, and no trail or anything on there. It's just.
I don't think there's a trail on it.
So
on the name,
it's supposed to be a trail shoe. It's got full cover Vibram. Is this the same stuff that we know? Yeah, the light.
Yeah. Light base mega
light
grip.
base, which is also on another shoe that we love called the Norda. Mm-hmm. So you got a full coverage on the bottom. The lugs are not that scary looking. I would say they're less than 5 millimeter. That's what 3 millimeter
maybe
lug.
3, yeah.
And so it's kind of smooth enough to run on the road.
Yeah, for sure, which we'll get into.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the upper and stuff.
This is one of maybe my favorite Nike designs I've ever seen, top to bottom.
Okay.
I love everything about this shoe.
I think it's really simple. I think some of the accents and the artwork on it are the things that really make it stand out. I like the little flag on the heel counter. It fits amazingly well. It is a little wider build than you would expect.
It does look like that, especially for a Nike.
I kind of love it. Yeah. It has a vapor weave upper similar to their race day shoes that you'll find for the road, and then it's much wider in the toe box than any Nike shoe I've ever worn.
A little surprised.
Yeah, same. Because I thought it was going to be one of those just like speedy racers,
and it still doesn't look like it's. Sometimes you have that wide toe box and it starts to look like a boat and not like a race day shoe. This one still has a race day look.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then it has a Zoom X midsole, none of that garbage recycled stuff. Actually, yeah, legit Zoom X. But what's interesting is that
what's the fly plate made out of?
I believe it's carbon fiber fly. I could be wrong, but
that's what I was curious. I was like, I don't want to call it carbon fiber if it's certainly rigid. Like this is one of the least flexible.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah, don't totally quote me on that.
Yeah.
But what's nice is that around the Zoom X here, you have this fabric that encases the entire midsole, so that presumably, because if you had a high stack of Zoom X on the trails, it'd be crazy unstable.
You get in chunk out.
Yeah, but this like kind of secures it, so you're not. It's not. You get that Zoom X bounce, but it's not coming out the sides.
Is it just a coating? You said fabric.
I'm pretty sure it's like a. like it definitely gives it structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, you also don't, you'll see, you don't notice the creases in it. And I ran in these and there's no like that Zoom X creasing.
So
that doesn't exist on these.
I think it is like almost, I don't know which it's not.
Casing?
Yeah, like a casing around it so that
it's like a sausage casing.
it doesn't expand out and give you that instability with the Zoom X on the trails, which is pretty great.
So you know what I thought was kind of neat about this too? The applications on the side, this welded like graphics. Mm-hmm. You see this comes all the way up, but that creates kind of that sidewall structure. Mm-hmm. And then I was like looking at it and I was kind of like, why does it have the tape on the Nike logo? But if you look at it, it actually creates the same thing over here with that. So it's taped down. So you're getting that, the fit over here. Plus it's got that over under kind of lacing that creates a gusset on the sides. It kind of really locks the foot in nicely.
Yeah.
Step and feel. I was like, this feels like a chunky Vaporfly that is just a little bit more stable because it's wider. So for me, this is definitely the Vaporfly for the trails.
Yeah, I mean it's almost what I wish the Invincible was in a way.
I'll take it further. I think this would have been the turbo replacement.
Or that, yeah. Like, actually, that's a good point.
Like I feel like you could run daily in this.
You could 100%. So I haven't, because of all the crap that's been going on, I haven't been able to get to the trails or run until today. So I just went outside.
Wait a second though. Even though you haven't run, since we got these,
I've been wearing
every day
them
in the office, Robbie's like, this is really comfortable.
It's like the most comfortable shoe ever. Yeah. And I went out this morning when it was raining because I was like, this would be a good test for the outsole.
Light base.
Even if it's not on the trails, slippery surfaces, you know. And man, that outsole sticks. Like, you know those the white crosswalk lines that are always slippery? Nothing.
So you tested your luck on them.
Yeah. I mean, and it was...
Robbie loves to live dangerously.
It was great.
Eating brownies out of open containers.
It's part of the job.
I did think when you got those brownies, I was like, wow, they only threw in that many? That seems weird. But anyway.
And the upper is somewhat hydrophobic, so my feet didn't really get wet, even though I was running in the rain. Like my toes got a little bit wet, but
yeah, it wouldn't keep all the water out, but I could see it's not going to hold the water either.
Right.
You know what so I decided, I was like, this feels enough like a race day shoe. And I'm sure that there's somebody on the trail that would run my race paces in it. But so like I did 400 repeats in it today. And It felt really good. Like I really enjoyed running in this shoe. I was like, this might be Nike's best shoe. Like if you took the Vibram full coverage off and maybe just sliced it up and give it some flex grooves in it, you would have one hell of a shoe.
Yeah, I mean I would almost put this in the super trainer category.
Definitely.
For road shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pick a Vaporfly over this because of weight and just like it's totally slimmed down for racing. But this shoe, if you could have this as a trainer and they took I think you just need a couple flex grooves. Like you don't even have to take off all the rubber, but flex grooves, you would have yourself a really good super trainer. And
so just FYI, it is a carbon fly plate.
Okay.
And it actually says on Nike's fabric wrapped midsole.
Okay.
So
I kind of wish Megan got a pair of these.
You should probably can.
You should probably try this just even on the road. So do you have any plans? Because this traction, while I like it because it's like kind of crossover, and it obviously did well at Western States for that, hard pack trail kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you think this would do?
Technical. On more technical stuff, I'm not so sure because obviously it's
we're running on mud and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think this would
probably not
save you at all on mud.
No, but again, that's not really meant for that, I guess.
But are we just going to turn this into a road shoe and do a road shoe review?
Probably.
All right.
I'm going to go this weekend. I'm going to go on the trails in it, but I can't get a price on it for some reason, but I'm pretty sure it's like $250. I thought it was in that well,
why wouldn't it be? It's a Vaporfly for the trail.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't remember exactly what it is, but we will update you with.
What do you think it'll look, Meg?
Oh, it is $250. So there you go.
I mean, I like it.
And in case you're wondering, the drop, it's 38.5 in the heel, 30 in the forefoot.
Why would you do that? Why not just make it?
They love doing the half.
38 or 39.
They love doing the half.
It is a little. It's heavier than you think, though.
It's probably because of that rubber on the bottom.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna say
and
that
the fabric and whatnot.
For my size, and I'm just doing a hand weight guess here. 11.25.
You're probably close. Probably closer to 11, maybe a little bit under. It's 10.5 ounces for a size 10.
So just for reference,
not terrible.
Since I mentioned it, because this isn't super speedy for the 800 repeats, that was 645, or not 800, 400 was 645. So the weight didn't really affect that. Meanwhile, I was thinking about, like, you know, Megan's running her. What's your marathon pace?
What is it right now?
No, what is the goal?
Like a 6 flat.
Okay, 6 flat. And now your easy runs, easy's probably 7:30, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, I'm like 6:45. There's no time that Megan should be running at 6:45. Like,
that's what they call the gray zone.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, so here I am, you know, thinking I'm busting my buns. She's, you know, she's either going faster or slower, but nothing at that point. You ever think about that? Like, there's like zones that you won't, like paces that you just don't run, that not that you couldn't run them. Like, they're just not part of your
of training or where, or where you're at. Yeah, that is interesting. Never really thought about that.
Yeah. More you know.
Real quick, just for I was looking up some stuff, but if you're wondering, in comparison weights, it weighs just a touch more than the Pegasus 40, like 10 grams more. So almost the same as the Pegasus 40.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. For a trail shoe.
You said how much? 10 grams?
I think 10 grams more than the.
What does that equal in ounces?
Like, what is that? Like a tenth of an ounce.
Because I believe that the Pegasus was...
Sorry, a third of an ounce.
Okay, so the Pegasus, for me, I think weighed 10.4.
So that's about right. Yeah, 10.7, 10.8 for this.
Okay, so this...
That's really not bad.
This under 11? That's not bad at all.
For a trail shoe, yeah.
With Zoom X and the plate and the great fitting upper.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're thinking race day, there's plenty of cushioning and pillowing in the heel counter and the collar, so...
Yeah, I think
even the tongue has some nice cushion.
I mean, people are going to love that shoe, but again, now we're talking, that's one of the most expensive trail shoes you can buy out, really, north of Speedland than this. So, but
what about the Vective ones from North Face?
They're $225.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you're racing and you're serious about trails, this is the price, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. But man, it'd be nice if it was in that for a road shoe. If it was a little bit less than that to splurge.
Yeah.
I don't know if I pay $250 for a road trainer, but
I think at some point you will.
Yeah.
I think that's like, they keep going up.
Yeah.
I mean, how could Nike take this shoe? I guess if you wanted to take this shoe and change it a little bit for the road, take the Vibram midsole or the outsole. That's going to save you around, $5 to $6 a shoe. And then you take out the carbon fiber plate and just put in like a P-Bax plate.
Yeah.
Maybe don't wrap for the road. You don't need the Zoom X wrap.
They're the Atom Weave.
Yeah.
Or Vapor Weave.
Yeah. I think you could get this shoe down in cost for a road shoe.
That'd be pretty cool. Maybe we'll see it.
Nike, call me. I'll work the numbers.
We're basically just telling them again, make the peg turbo.
Yeah, actually, we pretty much are.
It's literally just what we described.
Why won't you make the turbo?
All right.
The turbo doesn't have a plate.
Right. But, yeah.
All right. So should we wrap it up, Meg? You look like you're ready.
Yeah. I'm
what
good.
about you, Robbie?
I
love it when people who don't listen to the podcast all the time talk about, I came for the shoe review. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, well, you got it if you hung around long enough.
Hang in there.
It's like kind of like when you eat at Tootsie Pop and you got to wait to get to the Tootsie Roll.
Or you go to one of those things where they have the timeshare place and they're like, come and you get a free place to stay. They talk to you the whole time.
Have you ever done one of those?
No.
Dude, one time.
You did it?
Oh, I did it on this. Dude, I'm cheap. We did it on our honeymoon.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
They really pitched it well because, they get you right out of the gate when you're getting off the plane.
Oh, wow.
And I said no, but it was an interesting experience. I like
doing it. Did they pull
your
your credit ahead of time?
I don't think so, but
I'd just be like,
I love the experience of it just because there's nothing better than seeing them switch from the nicest people in that, like in the world, to like they want to kill you.
Oh, geez.
Like, because you could see it switch when they realize like there's no.
Are you just wasting my time here?
Yeah, there's no way you're doing it, and it's an amazing feeling.
Didn't make you feel uncomfortable at all?
Oh yeah, but it was it was still like, and I get how people like get sucked into that because it's very, they know every trick up their sleeve to get you to buy into it, you know. But I knew I was never going to buy a timeshare.
Every place I go on vacation, there's at least 10 minutes or an hour when I'm there where I'm like, I could live here.
Right. Yeah.
And if somebody's like, hey,
yeah,
guess what? You could.
I know. But it was only like 2 hours of my time, so you got a bunch of free crap out of it.
Yeah.
So
solid.
Whatever.
That's fantastic. Sorry about that, Kimmy.
Yeah. It's okay. She's still with me, so it worked out. But yeah, what were we talking about? Timeshares and something else? I don't know.
I think we were talking about like when you get one thing and you get switched because we're telling people there's a shoe review and they have to listen to the whole spiel before we get to it.
A lot before the shoe review.
And now we're going to switch to angry people.
Is that called gaslighting? Are we gaslighting people?
It's a little bit.
All right.
All right, that pretty much wraps things up. Again, want to thank the sponsors of Grit, Asics. We've got Lagoon Pillows, Running Warehouse. Megan Featherston's kind of a partner, less than a sponsor, but I love calling her a sponsor. And then a Running Warehouse, of course. And a big, huge thank you to all of you participating in it and the people who came out for the party last night. That was amazing. We had a great time. I'm still feeling it. I'm sure I'm still feeling it.
When this podcast comes out, there's no way you're awake.
Yeah, we're not working Friday. Anyway, and then if you want to see Megan in Oklahoma City, both Megans, you can do that by going to believeintherun.com/events and RSVPing. If that wasn't enough time for you, but you're close enough to Nashville, same site. And then, hey, there he is.
Ralphie's in the house.
The Ralphie Report, live. Hey, Ralph, anybody you want to say thank you to?
Okay.
All right.
Stoicism at its best.
Robbie, anybody you want to say thanks to?
I want to say no thanks to my doctor for delaying on getting me my antibiotics, and same with the CVS pharmacy. Thanks to my wife, seriously though, for like taking care of me that day. Cause that was
thanks, Kimmy.
Terrible. Anyways,
and thanks to Fausto and Steve for being able to.
Oh, and absolutely, thank you to those two guys because they're solid dudes who really pitched in to help out there. But anyways.
What about you, Meg? You want to thank the people who came out to the hydration tour?
Yeah, I did, but I'll thank them again.
Yeah, why not?
Thank you guys, everyone who came out. It was super fun. And yeah, just looking forward to more stops and seeing you all there.
Definitely.
Hi, Mom.
There you go. All right, that's a wrap.